The young boy unrolled the scroll and saw that his mother was about to be slapped. However, with just a pencil, he altered the event, turning the slap into a split kick. The woman who had intended to strike his mother suddenly found herself performing an involuntary split. Seeing the villain, the sister immediately went to her father, demanding $100,000 as a penalty. She then led her brother to a secluded spot, where she raised her hand and made a treasure bowl appear. She placed a single bill inside, and it instantly doubled. When she placed two, they became four, and before long, the money had grown into a small mountain. It turned out that the siblings had grown up in the mountains, learning the way of cultivation under the guidance of a true immortal. That very day, their master summoned them and gave the boy a scroll of fate, which could change events within the next 15 minutes. He handed the girl a treasure bowl, explaining that it could double anything placed inside. He then informed them that their parents were in a dire situation and sent them down the mountain to save them. With a simple wave of his hand, the master sent the children hurtling downward, where they landed right in the middle of the road. Suddenly, a speeding car approached from behind, seemingly about to hit them. Startled, the driver slammed on the brakes but still struck them. Panicked, he was about to call the police, but his boss told him he wouldn't be held responsible if the children died. However, the driver was an honest man. Ignoring his boss's words, he rushed out of the car to check on the children, not realizing they were his own. It wasn't until they hugged him and cried, "Papa," that he recognized them. Overcome with joy, he barely had time to process the moment before his boss emerged from the car and struck him down. The two siblings quickly stood in front of their father to protect him. Seeing the family, the boss accused them of attempting to scam him and turned to the crowd for support. The bystanders began blaming the father, but the young boy calmly stated that they had come from the heavens. Naturally, everyone thought he was crazy. Then, the boy pulled out the scroll of fate and saw that his father was about to be hit. True to the prediction, the boss raised his hand to strike, but the boy altered the fate, changing the blow into a kiss. In the next second, the boss unexpectedly kissed the father instead. Both men were left in shock. The father felt extremely uncomfortable, while the boss began questioning his own orientation. Frustrated, the father declared that he would no longer work for the boss and took his children to leave. However, the boss pulled out a contract, reminding him that he owed a $100,000 penalty. The father recalled that he had signed the contract to save his mother and had no choice but to comply. At that moment, the little girl resorted to begging a kind old woman on the street, promising to repay 10 times the amount she received. Moved by her desperation, the woman gave her $100 without hesitation. As the father continued to worry about the penalty, the girl pulled out the treasure bowl her master had given her. She placed the bill inside, and it instantly doubled. 2 became 4, and in no time, they had gathered enough money to pay off the debt. When they returned with a bag full of cash, the crowd was stunned. Not only did they settle the penalty, but they also repaid the old woman 10 times the amount she had given them. The boss, however, refused to believe that children could possess such wealth. He immediately assumed the bills were counterfeit and threatened to call the police to have them arrested. The girl confidently assured him that the money was real. Still skeptical, the boss arrogantly declared that if the bills were genuine, he would eat them all. The old woman, having already examined the cash, confirmed its authenticity. Left with no way out, the boss was now forced to keep his word and prepare to eat the entire pile of money.